Are you struggling with the motivation of your team? In this video I'm going to share with you how to take your team out of the crisis mode. And this actually affects all the areas of life. So it's in your professional life, in the company, it's also in the family, everywhere where you take responsibility. Hi, my name is Christian Wurzelball. I support the textile service industry with management training, know-how in textile service 4.0 and practical hints that you can implement right away. Now something from a book that I have already presented. I'm linking this video here in this corner. And it's from Malik, Managing Performing Living. And he has mentioned a few principles of management, then the tasks of management and tools of management. And today, one principle that is very important. And this principle is to utilize strengths. And there is one saying, everyone is a genius, but if you judge a fish by whether it can climb a tree, it will spend its whole life thinking it's stupid. And I think that's very good to the point. Everybody has a strength. Everybody is good in something, and every company is good in something. And the real question is to know your strengths and to act accordingly. And so there is no complaining. You need to focus on the strength of the company. So it's important, every company has a strength regarding a customer group, regarding a service, regarding a product line, whatever. So there are strengths there. So that's the company picture. And then you have also the picture when you are an employee, the strength of your boss. So the question is, what is he good at? How can you utilize your boss in a very good way? So for instance, if he is very good in negotiating with customers, then take him with you to tough meetings. If he's very good in analyzing problems, then utilize him there. So it's also about managing your boss. And it's not so good if you show him his weaknesses, so it's better to utilize his strengths. And of course your own strengths. So everybody has strengths, and the question is, where are your strengths and where do you want to become excellent? And then if you're a manager, where are the strengths of your employees and of your teammates? So that's very important, because then you can organize everything so that everyone can make a contribution with his strengths. And so if someone is very extroverted and is a salesman, then that's his strength. And if someone is very diligent and down to the detail, that's his strength. And the main purpose of an organization is that everything is so organized that we, who are very different and who are very diverse, can make a contribution on where we are the best. And therefore an organization is much stronger than just a bunch of individuals. But the biggest principle there is to focus on the strength of your people and focus on the opportunities. First of all, of course, you have to solve the problems, but opportunities are of highest importance. And there is a principle to utilize the strengths, and it's about existing strengths. So it's not about something that you can become in the next 2 or 5 years, where you want to learn something completely new. It's actually something that you already have, as a company, that you already have as an individual, or that are already strengths of your employees. So it's about existing strengths. And it's not about eliminating weaknesses. So especially in school, but also in many companies, it's all about teaching people and eliminate weaknesses. Actually, you should invest, even if someone has a strength, into his strength. For instance, we had very good salesmen at Wurzeball, and I had a very good sales manager there. And I was a little bit surprised when she came to me and said, I want to give this salesman another training regarding sales, regarding communication and whatever. And then I was surprised, and I said, okay, he's already a good salesman. But she said, no, you can always be better. So even if somebody is already very good in sales, you need to improve his strength even more. And it doesn't make sense, for instance, to give him much training in, for instance, quality management in order to answer some questions at the next audit. But of course, this would make a more rounder employee, but then he is just average. So you need to focus on the strength of every individual and try to improve him there and not to eliminate weaknesses. This is actually something that most of us agree, but it's really neglected. So take it to heart and really try to see mainly the strengths. And the question is then how to recognize strengths. On the one hand, so there is a nice example in the book. Einstein tried to play the violin, and he really liked it. But he would not become more than an average musician. So his real strength was math. And he was even very good in school, although he had not the best grades because he had a problem with his teachers. But he was really good, and it became easy to him. So the question is not what you like, but what comes easy to you. What becomes easy to you as an individual, what comes easy to you also as a company, as an organization. And the challenge there is that this is not always noticed. So very often you overlook your strength because it's so obvious. And therefore you have to sit back a little bit and try to really consider what are the success stories, what is the strength of the past, and this is actually where you are good at. And so I would encourage you to take 1 or 2 hours to write down the strength of yourself, of the company, of the boss, of your employees. And please write down existing strengths. So where have you had already success stories yourself in the past? Where, for the company, where have you gotten positive remarks from customers? Where have you been successful, and so on? What are really the success stories of your boss? What are the strengths of your employees? Where can you be grateful for? Pay attention to successes especially, and also what goes easily. And it needs to be something tangible, so it's not something about positive thinking and you're great and so on. It's not a motivational speech. It is something tangible where you can measure a success and where you can see a result. And share this with your team. So it's always very motivating, especially now with the COVID crisis. Everybody needs to look ahead, and if you see strengths in your organization, if you see strength also in your team, then communicate it. Tell it to them. It's very good because then your people can also focus on what they are good at, and it's motivating because it makes sense. Always focusing on weaknesses is very frustrating. And then, of course, keep observing. So where are the successes, where are the success stories, and also what do others say? For instance, I would encourage you to send out an email to 2 or 5 people whom you trust and ask them, where are my strengths? What do you say where I am really good at? And you will be surprised of some remarks. Some of them are very obvious, but obviously these are things that are very easy for you, and so take it serious. And the same is, of course, for the company. What do your customers say? Why are they buying your service? Why are they excited? So maybe it's just a very obvious thing that you are very reliable, that you have a good quality or whatever. So what is your strength? What do others say? That's important. And make it a habit. Make it a habit for yourself, for your employees, and make it also the basis of your decisions. First of all, the decision of organizing and management decisions regarding HR. So what is the strength of each individual employee of yours? But also strategic decisions. There's a book, and I have to look it up whether I find it in English. That's a very interesting strategic book where you start with assessing the strength of your company, and then you try to make a strategy around existing strengths. And I think that's really important and really successful. And then you can be successful not within 5 or 10 years, but you can start your success immediately. And that's actually very important, and that's important now. So if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and there is also a link in the description to subscribe to an email list. I'm sending out a valuable email every week, and then you get good management information right into your inbox. And we'll see us in the next video. Bye bye.